Pain can paralyze you or it can empower you. We're talking about a kid, had many challenges growing up. His mom was in an abusive relationship, but this young man continued to work at his dreams. And this guy, he just received the 2017 Rhodes Scholar, the highest scholarship you can get in the nation. He decided to let his pain empower him.
The RightWay Foundation is a unique program that was created to fill the void from the foster care system. We service a unique population, transition age youth, currently are emancipated from the foster care system, and we have tied in employment services to therapy. My name is Franco Vega, Executive Director and founder of this organization. The foster care system statistics needs real help. The first 18 months of emancipation, kids are homeless or unemployed. And that's a bad one. 50% of foster youth do not graduate from high school. Now, we compare our last 6 years with those numbers. We have an 84% placement rate with employment. We don't go after minimum wage jobs. Due to our economy, and foster youth are the only ones that have to pay the way for themselves. We don't have a rich uncle to call on our parents. We're in the foster care system. If a kid needs a haircut for a job interview, we can cut them a check right there on the spot. And so that's something a family would do for their kid. We operate that way. And so that void, I know it's supposed to be employment, mental health services, but it's really a family void that we're trying to fill. So we're looking at those numbers and we know our model works. The RightWay Foundation mental health piece was formed due to PTSD. When you hear those 4 letters, you think of veterans, soldiers, Afghanistan, or the war. Our kids, the statistics shows that our kids suffer from PTSD at a greater rate than those folks coming back from war. And no one's ever talking about that. And so in simpler terms, our kids have been on the battlefield just growing up in life with abuse and trauma. I was a probation kid, and what that means is basically I messed up at an early age, and I was an orphan too. My dad died when I was 5, my mom when I was 15. My dad was an awesome man, but he had a disease, addiction. And so he drank himself to death. And my mom was neglected, and she took it out on us. So I look exactly like my dad, so the beatings came at an early age. I had the brains at a younger age because I ran to the books all before the 5th grade. And so I share my stories with my population and my youth, and I tell them my story. We encourage every staff or whoever comes up in front of our youth have to share their story.
We specifically work with kids in foster care to kind of move them through the process of understanding who they are and where they need to go. I'm also a former foster child, and so what I wanted to figure out is what did it take for me to move to a healthy point in my life. I want them to understand that I know what it feels like to be in a family but not feel like you're part of that family. And so when I can share those experiences with them, when we go ahead and move towards those key concepts to help them break free, it's no longer a point of resistance, it's a point of acceptance because they know that I know what they've been through.
I can honestly say this is one of the most authentic organizations that I've come in contact with. In this exercise here, we did an exercise called I Am, but I Am Not. And for me, I am a foster youth, but I am not a troubled kid. Where I come from, my circumstances, what I've been through is not who I am. None of us look like our story in a foster care system. 9 times out of 10, the kids that come from the system are willing to work harder and willing to dedicate themselves to get the best life that they can possibly get because we come from so much hurt, so much pain, so much trauma and abuse that we can empathize with any person and we can empathize with any situation. So just give us a chance because we are not our stories.
And it's a two-way street, it's a relationship. I have to believe in them, but they definitely have to believe in us. The way we earn the trust is by living up to what we promised them, always being there for them.
It only takes one caring adult to change the life of a foster youth.